The universal laws that we know of today date back to ancient Egypt, and specifically a man named Hermes Trismegistus, who was believed to be a fusion of a Greek and Egyptian god, and wrote many of the texts for an ancient philosophy called Hermeticism. The Hermetic tradition encompasses a diverse range of philosophical, spiritual, and esoteric teachings that emphasize the unity of the material and spiritual realms, as well as the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment and self-realization. These teachings date back to 400 AD, over 1600 years ago. The themes explored in Hermeticism include cosmology, metaphysics, mathematics, science, alchemy, astrology, and the nature of divinity. Practices associated with modern Hermeticism may include meditation, ritual magic, alchemical symbolism, astrology, and the study of Hermetic texts and teachings. In our era, people apply Hermetic teachings in a variety of ways when seeking spiritual growth, personal development, and gaining a deeper understanding of the cosmos and their place within it. One of the damaging effects of heartbreak that I experienced was a profound sense of being alone in the world. If you feel that way, perhaps you can find some comfort in knowing that the quest for healing, understanding, and wholeness is centuries old. There are quite literally millions of souls who have experienced the same feelings you're having. The pain, emptiness, and soul-searching are in our cells as human beings. Let's explore how you can apply these universal laws to healing heartbreak. 1. Law of divine oneness. This first and most foundational law of the universe is the law of divine oneness, which emphasizes the interconnectedness of all things. It teaches that beyond our senses, all our thoughts, actions, and events in our lives are connected to anything and everything else in some way. The key elements when applying this universal law into your life are to cultivate empathy and compassion. When we recognize that we are all interconnected, it helps us not feel so alone in the world and fosters connection towards ourselves and others. Pema Chodron's practice, Just Like Me, can soothe your soul during times when you feel disconnected. Pema suggests that when you are out in the world, in line, or at the grocery store, at work, to glance at other people and tell ourselves, just like me, they want to be loved. Just like me, they have known disappointment. Just like me, they want to be understood. Just like me, they want to have peace. Put that one practice in place and you will absolutely feel a lift from your heavy heart. Seeking support and connection is also a nurturing way to experience the interconnectedness of all beings. Sometimes that connection is found in the unlikeliest places. After my suicide attempt, I was on a mandatory 72-hour hold in a behavioral health hospital, and it was in there that I realized emotional pain is indiscriminate. We came from different backgrounds, races, genders, economic and education levels, but we were united in our experience. Sometimes we lose friends in the collateral damage from a breakup, and we may feel too ashamed to bring family into our dark world. That's the time to reach outward, to community. Whether in person, at support groups, or online, it's vital to feel that connection to people who understand what you're going through. Cultivating gratitude and appreciation acknowledges the interconnectedness of all things, because even though you may be going through such a dark time, there are still many aspects of your life you can be thankful for. Your pain doesn't exist in a vacuum. It is still part of your bigger picture of your life experience. 2. Law of vibration. At a microscopic level, everything is in constant motion, vibrating at a specific frequency. This applies not only to all material things, but also our own personal frequency as well. This law says that our vibrational frequency can inform the experiences we have. Applying the law of vibration during heartbreak involves understanding that everything in the universe is in a constant state of vibration, our thoughts, emotions, and experiences. By practicing emotional awareness, and tuning into your emotional state, you can use mindfulness and self-reflection to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment. Let those lower vibrations flow, and when it feels appropriate, take action to raise the vibration. Choosing empowering and positive thoughts and shifting your focus towards beliefs that align with your higher vibrational frequencies, such as gratitude, compassion, hope, and acceptance, helps you to shift from the lower vibrations to ones that promote empowerment and growth. Practices such as meditation, mindfulness, yoga, spending time in nature, creative expression, and doing acts of kindness can elevate your vibrational energy and provide a sense of peace and resilience, even amidst the heartbreak. For an almost instantaneous effect, put on some music or turn into isochronic tones or binaural beats to align your brain waves to your desired state. Aromatherapy can also be highly effective in raising our energetic frequency, as the sense of smell can reach an emotional depth that even our vision does not. The balancing point is to fully experience and validate your painful emotions while consciously choosing thoughts, beliefs, and practices that elevate your vibrational energy to promote healing, growth, and resilience. You're honoring the reality of the current situation while cultivating a mindset that aligns with higher states of consciousness and well-being for the future you want to create for yourself. 3. The principle of correspondence. Perhaps you've heard the quote, "As above, so below, as below, so above." It was Hermes Trismegistus who wrote this in the ancient Emerald Tablet. This universal law is about understanding your connection to your life experience and how your reality is a mirror of what's happening inside you at the moment. Look back over your life's experiences. When you felt disorganized and chaotic internally, your external life was also most likely in chaos. When I believed I was worthless and unlovable, my life reflected experiences back to me that validated my beliefs. I recall so clearly sitting in a dark bar, sipping too many cocktails with a friend, and asking her why there weren't any good quality men showing up. It seems comical now because I see so clearly that, first of all, the quality partners are not in the dark bars till closing, looking for their soulmate. Secondly, I felt lost, lonely, unhappy, anxious, and scared about my future. Did I really think I'd attract a confident, supportive, empathetic, and grounded man? Self-reflection is a vital element to understand the connection between your inner and outer world. Explore how your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and actions may be reflected back to you in your external circumstances. Identify these internal patterns or beliefs, and then do the work towards shifting your mindset and creating positive change. Look back over your past relationships. Are there recurring patterns you can identify that give you a starting point for improvement? Often, we will repeat patterns in our life until we do the work to change the underlying beliefs, the blueprint for our life's experiences. Once you identify a few areas where you'd like to grow, take inspired action to put the wheels in motion. This may involve setting intentions, practicing visualization, or implementing practical strategies to address the situation proactively. The powerful principle of correspondence suggests that changes we make internally can lead to corresponding changes externally. I have experienced this firsthand. My life today is calm, peaceful, serene, and consistent with opportunities for creative expansion, continued abundance, and joyful experiences. I took intentional and inspired action to get to where I am. Going through a devastating heartbreak is intense, and it's anxiety-producing because there are so many elements happening at once. It can be very confusing on what to do in order to heal. On one hand, we may want to numb out, have pity parties, and believe that life is cruel. On the other hand, we may want to make healthier choices, invest in our emotional well-being, and develop thought habits that lead to strength and resilience. All of these things are happening at once. So if you find yourself in your pajamas till noon and journaling about how you want to be energetic and active in the morning, give yourself some grace. One powerful new way of thinking about life is to understand that life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. Events in our lives are happening in order for us to heal and grow. 4. Law of inspired action. This is closely related to the law of attraction, but rather than energy, it's about taking actionable steps to invite what we want into our lives. By tuning into your intuition and inner guidance through visualization, meditation, or journaling, you're allowing the quiet whispers of the heart and soul to be recognized. This is a time to build your trust in your instincts and allow yourself to be guided by that inner wisdom, knowing that inspired action arises from a place of alignment and authenticity. I find that selecting desired values, emotional states, and personal characteristics are illuminating pillars for guidance. It's not enough to say, I want to feel better. We need to get specific so that we have a focal point to navigate toward. If I decide I want to develop self-love, greater confidence, resilience, inner peace, and being content solo, then I have tangible touchstones to work on. Take some time to reflect on what you truly desire to achieve or manifest as you create the next version of yourself. You may not feel self-reliant now, but desire to be. You may not be a risk taker now, but would like to be in the future. Set these aspirational goals down on paper and put your time and energy into exploring how you develop the qualities needed to achieve them. Commit to taking purposeful steps towards your goals, even if they seem small. Break down larger tasks into manageable action steps and even micro actions, and prioritize them based on their significance and impact. Stay focused and disciplined in your efforts, trusting that each action brings you closer to your healing and transformation. Work with a coach or accountability partner to give yourself the best chance for success. Remain open and flexible to unexpected twists and turns along the journey. Challenges and setbacks are inevitable parts of life, but they also offer opportunities for growth and learning. You're building your adaptability and resilience as you navigate through these current emotional obstacles. Be gentle with yourself during difficult moments, and remember to celebrate your progress and achievements along the way. Please help me continue to create these videos by subscribing to my channel if you find this content valuable. 5. Law of relativity. This law suggests that while we are inclined to compare things in our world, in reality, everything is neutral. Relativism exists in all things. Ultimately, meaning comes down to our perspective and perception. It is our perception that creates our reality. Applying this law can help us neutralize the deep sadness or despair we may feel due to a breakup. It's helpful to gain perspective by considering the broader context of the situation. While it may feel like a breakup is the end of our world, it's only part of our world. You can acknowledge your feelings that the pain is all-consuming while soothing yourself with the facts. This is a good time to reflect on past experiences or challenges you have overcome. A tangible way to do this is to create a life event timeline where you jot down significant positive and negative events in your life. Seeing this timeline and reflecting on it shows you that this heartbreak is only a small part of your life. It's also helpful to gain perspective by learning about the challenges that other people have faced. There are plenty of books, videos, and podcasts that feature stories of incredible strength people have generated when faced with life or death situations, trauma, and significant losses. I've mentioned in other videos, a video I watched repeatedly was Amy Purdy's TED Talk. It gave me perspective and the bit of hope I desperately needed. You can take yourself through some disassociation exercises when you're in the midst of a downward emotional spiral. These exercises help give you distance from the event or feelings associated with it in order to calm the nervous system. Practicing gratitude can help shift your perspective by focusing on the positive aspects of your life, even during heartbreak. Take time each morning and night to reflect on the things you are grateful for, whether it's the support of loved ones, moments of peace, having food and shelter, being in good health, or the lessons you're learning from the situation. One vital thing to remember is that this law of relativity doesn't give you permission to feel guilty about your emotional collapse. Pain is pain, and the whole point of this law is for you to not compare your emotional state with that of someone in a perceived worse situation than yours. Denying your feelings, minimizing them, or feeling guilty or ashamed of them does not serve your healing and growth. Make a promise to yourself right now not to do that. 6. Law of polarity. This law says that everything in life has an opposite: good and evil, love and fear, warmth and cold. The key is to understand these are two sides of the same coin. It is the yin and yang of life. Recognize that every experience contains both positive and negative aspects, and that these polarities are interrelated and complementary. I know this sounds very challenging, and sometimes we're just not able to grasp the positives until we've had time to heal and continue on that introspective journey. Instead of focusing solely on the pain and difficulty, strive to find moments of growth, learning, and resilience within the experience. Acknowledging the duality of the situation can help you gain a more balanced perspective and help you build your resilience. Acceptance is a key aspect of applying the law of polarity. Instead of resisting or denying painful emotions, allow yourself to fully experience them without judgment or attachment. Recognize that these emotions are a natural part of the human experience and that they contain valuable insights and lessons for personal growth. Yes, it feels awful, but just like storms and the clouds in the sky, they don't last forever. It's important to find the balance between opposing forces. In the midst of your heartbreak, strive to maintain balance in all aspects of your life, including your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. Practice self-care, set boundaries, and engage in activities that nourish and replenish your energy. As I look back on my own experience, I can clearly see how the event of my ex leaving in a cyclone of betrayal, deceit, and emotional detachment was the exact thing I needed in order to become who I am now. While you may not conceive of that happening for you, start believing that it's possible. 7. Law of rhythm. Cycles are a natural part of the universe. Everything evolves from birth to growth and then decay and death. From the cells in our bodies to the stars in space, nothing lasts forever. No matter how hard we cling or grasp onto something, all of life is fleeting. This is a very uncomfortable concept if you're someone who derives security from the idea of permanence, longevity, and reliability of all things. Embracing change is the gateway to freedom from the anxiety and fear that can consume us when we're trying to keep everything in our lives static, from our possessions to our pets, jobs, and relationships. Change is a natural part of life, thankfully, because that means your difficult emotions are not permanent. This heartbreak is temporary. Acknowledge your grief and recognize that it's part of the natural ebb and flow of life's rhythms. Develop the self-awareness to your inner rhythms and try to work with them instead of fighting them. When you feel run down, it's better to give yourself some rest instead of powering through. This law of rhythm invites you to strengthen your trust that the challenges you are facing are part of a larger cycle of growth and transformation. Just as the seasons change and evolve, so too will your circumstances. Trust in the process of life and have faith that better times are ahead, even if you may not feel like it in the moment. Remind yourself that this too shall pass and that you have the strength and resilience to weather the storm. Life's rhythms operate in their own time and cannot be rushed. Practice patience as you navigate through this cycle, knowing that healing and transformation take time. Can you trust that you are exactly where you need to be in your journey? One of your greatest challenges will be to stay in the present moment instead of dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Mindfulness practices such as guided meditation, breath work, or biofeedback can help you stay grounded and centered during this time. Accept change as a natural part of life. Trust in the process, practice patience, seek balance, and stay present in the moment. Sounds simple, I know, but through these practices, you can honor and process those painful emotions while also finding moments of peace, growth, and transformation within this time of heartbreak. Remember, you're on a journey of healing and transformation. The seed does not become a blossom overnight.